This is activity 4, changing blocks. And so how can we change blocks that are on each side of a hanger and still keep the hanger balanced, which eventually will be the same as keeping an equation balanced. So here's a hanger, different numbers and different kinds of blocks on each side. And so what are some things that we can do? Well, we can take an equal number of the same shape away from each side. So if you see the same shape on each side, you can take an equal number of those away from each side and still keep it balanced. So if, for example, if I remove two blue squares, I can remove 2 blue squares from the right side, and that will still keep this hanger balanced. So 2 blue squares are gone. So now I'm making this hanger simpler, and it's called simplifying the equation, or simplifying, the equation, as I reduce the number of things that are contained in the hanger, or eventually the equation. So I can keep doing that. I can take the 2 red circles away from each side. So this is still balanced. And so now I can take an equal weight away from each side, because now I know that I have 4 triangles and I have 2 squares on the left side. I know that they're all balanced. That means that one of these squares is equal to 2 of the triangles. So 1 square equals 2 of the triangles. So 4 divided by 2 is 4 is equal to 2. So I have 4 triangles divided among 2 squares. So that means that 2 triangles are going to equal 1 square. That's what this little calculation here means. These 4 triangles divided among these 2 squares, 2 triangles equals 1 square. So I can take 1 square away and 2 triangles, and that still keeps this balanced. And so now this is a much simpler diagram to look at. Well, what else can you do? You can add an equal weight to each side. And so I'm just going to make up that 3 red circles are equal to 2 yellow pentagons. I'm going to make that a true statement. That means I can add 3 red circles to one side and 2 yellow pentagons to the other side, and it will still remain balanced because these are equal weight. So I add 3 red circles, 2 yellow pentagons, and here's the blue square and the green triangles. And so this is all balanced now. It's an equal weight on each side. Now let's give these some numbers. Let's just make up some numbers and call these, let's call the triangles a weight equal to 1, the blue square a weight equal to 2, and the red circle, if we made the red circle 3, that would be 3 times 3 is 9. That would mean these 2 pentagons have to equal 9. So each one would equal 4.5, which is okay. We could do that. But let's look for something else where we can make each of these a whole number. And so you have to look for a common multiple of 3 and 2. And the first common multiple of 3 and 2 is 6. And the second common multiple of 3 and 2 is 2 times 6 is 12. So let's make this a total of 12 units. 4, 8, 12. And so these 2 pentagons would each equal 6. So 6 and 12. So 12 units here and 12 units here. And so the weight on each side now is 14 units, and it is balanced.